Intro and we're good to go. All right. Hey, welcome back. This is another episode of Local Everywhere here on the Houston Collective Radio. Today we have a fucking good homie of mine, Juan. He's been dropping a bunch of music recently, and I think I've known you for what, almost 5 years now. Has it been 5 years? Because ACL.
For ACL, oh yeah, yeah, 5 years,
Yeah.
man.
Holy
Of
man.
course, five. Yeah, five.
That's been a
Shit,
long
five.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. And
hmm
he's been hanging out, or I've been hanging out with him at South by Southwest for the past 4 years. And this is, I guess, this is like one of the best times to pick your brain just because we're always so busy on these shoots. So, Juan, how are you doing, dude?
Yeah, I'm doing well, man. I'm
Yeah.
just here in my studio in New Jersey, in Gothenburg, New Jersey, just across the river from Manhattan. And yeah, man, just busy. Thank God, busy. You know,
So, is it hard
yeah.
to find work out there? Because I would assume like the creative scene is so saturated.
I think so. It always, it goes in waves. I think sometimes I'm super busy, and sometimes it's like not busy, and I think it's like everywhere. But yeah, yeah, there's more competition here, and you know, also living here in Jersey for people that live in Brooklyn or Manhattan is like when you say where you have your studios in Jersey, you say, like come on,
Really?
man, it's just like it's 10 minutes. It's closer than going to Astoria, you know. But yeah, it's I'm getting busy, man. Yeah, yeah, it's slowly but going up, going
Oh,
just slowly.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that's I like it.
So have you ever like gotten a bunch of the people you shoot um, for these other places to your studio, or is it like a completely
Yeah.
different clientele?
No, sometimes yes. For example, yeah, last week I had Ariel Posen. He's an amazing guitar player. And but he came with Ash Zone that he's an amazing drummer. He played with Adele. He was on tour with Snow Patrol here, and Ariel did a session for Pace Magazine, and I was the audio engineer there, and we just you know we were talking about guitars and everything, and just we have a like a nice working relationship. And I saw that he was going to be playing with Ash last week, and I said, hey man, do you want to come and do a session here? And he said yeah. So he came to the studio, we hang out, and we just record an amazing session. um and also it's great to have those kind of musicians or people here. It's like mm, and just come and you just using my guitar amps and my drum kit, and learning from them too. Ash is an amazing sound engineer. One of the things that he's also famous for is like how he engineers uh his sound in his little studio in the UK. And and when he came here, it was like I was like asking a lot of questions, but I was like, what do you think about putting the microphone here? And he was like, yeah man, put it here, blah, blah, blah," and just talking. And I feel like I know more about drums in those 3 hours that I spent with him, and listening to him, how he hit the drums, and how Ariel, his tone is like incredible. And it's like the thing that we were talking is like it's in your fingers, man. It's
Mm.
everything in how you play the instrument. It's not about, obviously, you could, if you have a nice guitar, obviously it's better, but the sound is in your, it's in your touch, how you play the instrument. And yeah, and the having the experience of working with a lot of like great musicians, and listening to them, and seeing them, is like every time it's like, yeah man, it's there, it's in your fingers. It doesn't matter which guitar you have. As I said, obviously it helps, and when you know how to um extract that sound, that tone from that instrument. A Taylor doesn't sound like a Martin, or a Gibson, but your sound, your time feel is there.
So it sounds like getting the sound out is up to you, but getting a particular sound comes from the brands that you get. Is it also because of
Well,
like
yeah,
the kind of
that's a great
wood?
way to put it.
Okay.
Yeah, of course. Sometimes you need some kind of a color, in your song. It's more like, okay, more like, I don't know, dark or whatever, or maybe this guitar inspires you more to play in certain way than the other one. So that's why I think um, most of the people have a lot of guitars, but also because they're beautiful and I want them to have them all. But but that's a good excuse too.
Okay, so that makes
I
a
know.
lot more sense because like I've seen solo guitar people with like three, four different guitars, and I just assumed that
Mm,
they're all different tunings and they don't want to sit tune it, but it's probably also because of the different sound each thing makes.
yeah, sometimes, yeah, of course. If you have different tunings and everything, of course, it's easier to grab another guitar and you're ready to go.
Mhm.
Uh, but sometimes it's like, um, it's how that guitar makes you play. So, and when you get to the point of, okay, I know my sound, I know this, and sometimes you need to vibe with something to make this. I know if I play a Strat, my hand goes to certain weight and certain phrases, that if I play a Les Paul, that is a different neck, and I don't feel that comfortable because I'm not a Les Paul guy. Um, but I'm pretty sure that you can hear, yeah, that's Juan playing a Les Paul.
Right. It's like, oh, it's different and it's not the same or what. Yeah, that stuff's so weird to me. I mean, I picked up the ukulele
Yeah,
for a little bit because it fits my hands a little better, but because I can't do
yeah,
that weird dexterity, and I for some reason I gravitated towards jazz, and they have like the suspended seven or something, where you have to like
yeah,
stretch your
yeah,
freaking fingers out, get all
yeah.
weird. So let's talk about like how did you end up here? Not here as in New Jersey or here as in the
That's in
States,
the
but like
US.
no. Like what was your journey to like getting linked up with Brad?
Okay.
I mean, and if you want to
So,
start like with your music history too, and probably that kind of helped along.
well, yeah, mostly it was like, at the time that I just met Brad. Brad is the video guy that I work for. We have a company that is called I Know We Should, and we used to be the Pace magazine guys after COVID, and he was the Pace magazine guy since the beginning. He does all the video, and I do all the audio. Um, but when I moved here, I wasn't planning on moving here. I used to be a bank teller in Argentina. I work in a bank. My mom, my dad, my uncle, my grandfather, everybody worked in a bank. So working in a bank in Argentina is a very safe uh, um, job. Not like here. Here is more like, it looks like you're working at McDonald's.
Okay,
But
now I get
uh,
you. I was like, what do you mean?
no, yeah, no. Over there, it's like, it's good. It's a good job. I had a good salary. The union is really good. So every time that something in the economy in Argentina, that is always like, you know, um, you have a raise. And I was always trying to quit my job because I was a musician. And I didn't work for the man,
Yeah.
but but for I worked there for how much? How many years? 7, 8 years, I think. So a long time. But before that, I was playing in a band, in a rock and roll band. Going town to town in a van and playing like different bars.
Oh, that's
But
cool.
the money was not. Yeah, it was amazing. I learned a lot. Man. I was 20, and I was touring with people like they were 40, you know,
Whoa.
42. So I was the little kid, and they were getting fucked up every night, and I was just like, great, playing rock and roll, getting drunk, and but just learning um how to entertain also, like how to also play my ass off, but not being my in my head, look at the scale that I'm doing. No, I need to say something so that people can, there is a Friday night that just they want to have fun.
Mhm.
um So I learned a lot with them. I learned a lot about the drummer that was playing there. His name is Griego Alonso. He used to play with a very, very famous blues player from Argentina called Papo. Papo played with BB King here. No,
Oh wow.
he was a great guy. Yeah, and he used to be his drummer. And I remember that I learned a lot about playing the shuffle. You know, like the blues shuffle. The
Okay, okay, okay. Thanks.
you know and I was just actually every night I was looking at his left hand, and his wrist was just like a fucking, like a elastic, and that
Yeah.
was the time feeling. That's what I tried to imitate with my hand when I
Mm.
play, because that's the groove is there. So I learned a lot with that, man. And I remember that there was one day that my guitar wasn't sounding great. I was not in the groove. And I remember that in a hotel, very late at night. Everybody was drunk, and my nickname, I don't know why, was the Turkish, El Turco, the Turkish. I don't know, maybe because
That's-
I look a little bit Syrian, whatever. But
Now I can't
El
unsee
Turco,
that.
hey,
Thanks. I never even thought of it.
and
That
now,
was like,
yeah, yeah, and they say Turkish. If your guitar doesn't dance, people don't dance, and so it blew my mind. It's like, okay, yeah, I need to make her dance so people it's a very weird metaphoric way to see music. If this thing doesn't dance, people don't dance. And I went on a tour. All right, I don't know how to have to make this dance, but I my year and a half that I was playing with them, that was my goal, and I got it. It was fun. People were having fun, and um but the money was not good, man, and I need a new guitar. And and that's when I told my dad, hey, I think I need to get into the bank for a year, save some money and buy a nice Fender Strat and then quit. And it didn't happen that way. But uh, I was working and living as a musician every night, so I used to be late at night, 2 3 in the morning, and then going to work at 8. Sometimes I was a little bit drunk still.
yeah, no, I get
I did
that.
a lot of that. Yeah, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I think we've experienced
Um,
that.
yeah, but it was I learned a lot, man. I learned being working at the bank also made me see different a different way of life, because I think music is always obviously struggling. But you're making art, and but when you're like with I'm not, I don't want to say, but like normal people, that go to work and then just 9 to 5. um it gave me a lot of stories. I learned a lot I used to pay like the retired people, the old ladies, the grandmas and the grandpas. They come to my little box over there. Hey, Juan. And I say, hi, how are you? And I just talk to them about stories, and they told me their stories. And I wrote a bunch of music from those days. Obviously they were all in Spanish at that time, but um until one day I said, okay, um I wanted to come to the US just for 20 days for like a vacation to New York City. Was always my dream to come here to New York City. And I the first time that I tried to do it, the embassy in the US embassy in Argentina, they didn't give me the tourist visa. They didn't approve me because I didn't have a kid. And I was very angry. I said, fuck you, man.
Yeah, wait,
You
you didn't
know,
have a
they
kid,
took
like
my
a
money.
child? Oh, wow.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
That's
That was their excuse. You don't have a kid, you can't come. What?
yeah, makes no
Okay.
sense.
So, yeah. So after 7 years, I tried again, and they approved me. So I was very excited because I said, all right, I'm gonna go for 20 days to New York City. I just bought a ticket right there, June 28th, my birthday. I'm gonna fly to New York City, see it, and then come back. Um, when I went to my boss and I said, "Hey, man, June 28th, I need 20 days of vacation. I'm going on a vacation." And the guy said no, and I said, "Well, maybe the guy's angry. I wasn't that good of an employee. uh, so I put my smile, whatever. Okay, it's fine. So it was like the beginning of June in 2015, and I said, "Hey, man, you remember that I have this ticket to New York City? I need the holidays. I have them. I have the days, so I need to go." And the guy said no. So right there, I experienced one of the most incredible feelings that I ever experienced in my life. That is like a fucking ball of light in my chest saying, "It's now, man. You gotta quit. You gotta quit. You gotta quit. You gotta quit." And I said, "All right." I remember that I was at the at my job just counting money. Uh, we didn't have machines, so I had to count it by hand.
Oh my god.
Uh, yeah, man. Yeah, working in a bank in Argentina now is different, but back in 2015, 2010, man, it was insane. The people were waiting for like 2 or 3 hours in line. People just scream at me like, "Hurry up, motherfucker!" And I would just, I
Shit.
have, yeah, really, man, for sure. It was punk rock, and scream at them too, "Fuck you, I'm working." We uh it was intense. It was intense. But I was at that time when I just made my decision. I remember I was crying, man. I was fucking all right. It's now. I was scared, but not that scared. And then I went to that day. I finished my day, and I went to my house. I called my mom and my dad and said, "Hey, I'm gonna quit." I said, "You're crazy? No, man, don't quit. Nobody quits. Nobody quits. It's a great job. Nobody quits. They stay there until they just retired and they leave super happy. Not like millionaire thing, but like
Comfortable.
comfortable,
Mm.
very comfortable." And I said, "No, man, I need to get out of here." Um. So next day, I went finished my day, went to the manager's office, and I said, "Hey, man, um, quit." And I said, "No, Juan, please. I know that you need to go to New York City. I'm gonna tell your boss to give you the." I said, "No, man, that's it. I don't want to be here. I don't belong here. You know that I don't belong here. So I'm out. You know." And then I worked 3 days more, and it just that was my last day. And I remember I used to have a motorcycle. Um, I remember just I said bye to everyone. They made a party, whatever, nice, goodbye, cheers, beer. But then when I left the bank and I was alone with myself, and I said, "Oh fuck, what did I do?" You know, and then I came here and I didn't speak very well English at all. I was just like, "Yeah, I know how to speak English." And you come here and say, I said, "What?"
Yeah, I bet.
And then you talk with the Scottish guy, and you talk with a guy from Alabama, and it's like, "What?" uh,
Oh, when you go to New York, I bet like everyone's accent's
there's
different there too.
everybody's accent is insane, or like a Chinese guy speaking English. I couldn't understand a word of anybody. Um, but it was fun, man. I don't know. It was I started just playing everywhere. I was with my guitar, and I ended up playing and playing and playing and playing and just meeting people, and I didn't have anything to lose, so I had everything to win. That was my view of seeing it. And then I met Sarah. You know Sarah. Sarah is my wife. Now is my wife. She was somebody that was at a bar when I was playing. Um, it was we just clicked, and 7 months after that, I met her. We got married, and then coming back, there was one day that a friend of Sarah um, told her and told me that we should go to this place, a studio in Manhattan that is called Pace Magazine, that they should sessions over there. And I said, "Okay, that sounds great." And I was broke at that time, and I remember they have free beer, so I had like a gazillion beers. You know, I was very drunk, and then we were Sarah and I were driving, so we have they said we have to wait. I can't drive. I don't want to drive right now. So everybody left, and Brad was there, and we just talk. And I don't know, it was like the same as Sarah. You know, which was just the chemistry was there,
Hmm.
and and I remember that Sarah said to Brad, maybe Juan can do an internship, and Brad said, can you start tomorrow? And I said yes. And
Sounds like Brad.
so and I said, yeah, okay. So I started next day doing an internship over there in Paste. I didn't know anything about cameras. I didn't know anything about audio recording. I didn't know anything. So but I was just like, my antennas and all my learning brain was just like absorbing everything. Just how Brad just with the cameras. I learned about the ISO, the aperture, the shutter. You know, I
Hell
didn't know
yeah.
anything.
Drop those words, man. I tell everybody that's important. It's not
That's
just hitting
important shit,
recording
man.
and doing this on the
No,
lens.
no, 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 no. It's a balance of everything.
Yeah.
It's the same in audio, you know, the EQ, the compression, you know, the preamp or whatever. Um, but I was also Bob Mallory was a sound engineer over there at the time, and he is incredible. He is one of my uh, guys that I always admire. Not because I knew him before, I just met him there, and I was just seeing him work, and how it was just all right, this is it, bum, bum. And it sounded fucking great, you know. And I was like, how do you do that, you know? And obviously he had he worked with Paul McCartney. He has Grammys. He was fucking badass. But as I was learning, he was not teaching me, but I was looking and seeing and observing everything that how he put the cable in the mic stands, how far he put it from the guitar cabinet. I don't know stuff. Um, and then when COVID hit, the Pay Studio closed, and he moved to Austin, Texas. And Brad told me if I'm ready. I always wanted to work with Brad and do this and do the things. Um, and he said, Juan, are you ready? And I said, fuck yeah. I didn't have any experience, but I said yes. You know, and the first one went great, and the second one went great, and that's it. You know, I started being the pace guy, and I learned a lot. You know, I learned a lot from doing it. You know,
Yeah.
and I
So did
yeah.
you get the basics of like learning how to record audio from Bob Mallory? Is that what I heard?
No, I went to a university, the UYT,
Oh, okay, okay.
University of YouTube.
Oh,
It's
yeah,
free.
I've been there too. Yeah, we're alumni, or I'm still going.
The UYT. Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So I was there for hours and hours and hours and hours, just watching and listening and watching and listening. Obviously, when you put your hands, when you have to do it, it's different, you know, of course. But I learned a lot l- from YouTube, man. Obviously, maybe now, if some guy that went to Harvard or whatever, I don't know, whatever school of music or Berkeley, whatever, is gonna say this guy's a fucking asshole. I don't care. I don't know. This was my my experience, and and I try to always approach my recording as a musician, as a guy that is playing with them. You know, I'm with them. You know, I'm not just a guy just press record and whatever, or oh, this sounds no, I'm trying to play with them. Um and I think that it's a different a different way to make them feel more comfortable, you know, because every time that you go to a recording studio, sometimes it's like, you know, very sterile. And it's obviously, I'm talking about my experience, you know. um this sometimes, you know, sound engineers can be a little bit, not everybody, not everyone, but some of them can be a little bit tricky, interesting people. uh
Great
and I
choice of
and I
words.
and I and I tried. I don't want to be that guy, I want to be somebody that maybe I don't have the best gear in the fucking world, but you're gonna have fun, and we're gonna try to make it sound as good as you want. And also, I want to try to make you sound like you. I don't want to be in the middle of just putting a lot of plugins, and it sounds kind of. I want. I would like to, when people listen to those recordings, it's like, oh, that's me. That's my goal. And also it's a session. It's not a recording. It's not a record. So it's the approach is very different too. And we don't have a lot of time, and the places that we're recording sometimes are very bad. So
Oh, all right. I'm gonna
yeah.
have to ask you, what's the worst place you've shot? Oh, go on. Like, what?
Oh man.
Is there more than one?
But the worst was there was we were in this festival called Pilgrimage Music Festival in Franklin, Tennessee. Is the one is after Americana Fest. And the first time that we were there, um, they put us in. It was outside. One red flag for me is like outside. Fuck, man, I hate outside. I don't like outside. It looks better on camera. I hate it. I always try to push. No, let's try to do it. I want to use the nice microphones. I don't want to use the 58. Nothing bad with the 58, but I don't want to use it.
It's fair,
Um,
yeah.
um, and then the last session that we did one of the days was what is the name of this country she's kind of famous now. Haley Withers. Do you know her? Do you know her?
Mm-mm.
Haley. I, I think I don't want to, when somebody in the chat will correct me, but Haley Withers, yeah, blonde, very. I remember that she was from Kentucky, no, Nebraska. She was from Nebraska, very Nebraska accent and very Nebraska country. I remember that she had like a skirt with like corn, very
Oh,
like
very,
farm girl.
yeah.
She was great. She's awesome. I remember that Dave Matthews was playing next to us,
Oh, wow.
full on Dave Matthews. Like you know, I know that fuck yeah, I love Dave Matthews, but I need to record this, and it was so bad. They couldn't. She was playing with a guitar playing, and they couldn't hear themselves in
In the
the
same.
same. And they
Oh,
were like very in the same. They were like very close, and I remember that I told her, I say, how can I fix this? It's impossible. But I told her, I'm gonna put the preamp very, 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 very low. Just go close to the microphone and just try to sing and by memory. And she did it.
oh, sweet.
And she did it, and it was great. But it was for me, it was the worst. I was sweating because also we were going live. There was no post production or whatever. No, whatever it is, it's there. Boom.
Ooh.
So I needed to make it sound good, but that was for me, that was the worst. Most of the time is when when noise or whatever um background noise is too loud, or when they put us in a tent that they think that it's gonna sound good. They say, dude, it's a tent, man.
I know
It's
you can still hear everything.
You can still hear everything,
Yeah.
like, come on. Oh yeah, it's close to the main stage. No, I don't want to be there.
Oh,
Put me as far as I can.
so did they end up moving you, or did you have to use this?
Sometimes,
Okay.
sometimes we learn, and also, through the years, I got more like confident in saying like, this is gonna sound bad. You know, if you want a better product, we need to be like farther away, or try to schedule the bands when the main stage is not on. But I know that I'm not gonna have fun. It's not gonna be fun for me. You know.
Right.
I know. But one, it's work. I need to make it sound good. So
Well, what about
it's
the? Because I watch a, I do, I follow you guys and watch you guys a lot. The one where you guys were on a beach, like by rocks,
oh yeah,
and it looked like
yeah.
one microphone or something.
We're
I
two.
two,
We're
yeah.
two.
I'm pretty sure I've had Brad or have Brad hit you. I'm like, how did you guys record this? I get the
Yeah,
video
it
camera
was
stuff, but I yeah.
it was fucking weird. We were in the Virgin Islands, um, and we were recording our friends Twisted Pine, great band from Boston, and we wanted to do it at the beach because it would be like fucking great. But I was very worried about the wind. The wind is like um intense at the beach.
Yeah.
So I was scouting, little corners for whatever that the wind was not super loud. And and uh I found it. It was like this for the rock, and I said, all right, I need to put the microphone right here. You guys, Brad, you do the rest. I don't know how it looks, but the microphones are happy here. So we are at the beach. You wanted to be at the beach. Okay, now it's me to say, microphones go here, and
And figure
and
it
we did
out,
it.
Brad. Yeah. Dude, it looked
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
And it sounded
It
great.
it was hot, man. It was
Yeah.
really hot.
It didn't look hot. I'm
It was
surprised none of the cameras like overheated or anything.
no,
Oh,
no.
well, that's good. Were they the
I know because
5Ds?
we were covering with t-shirts.
Oh, oh shit. Super ghetto. I mean,
Yeah,
that's how you do it, though, right? Well, if you got
yeah,
nothing
yeah,
else, you
yeah,
don't
yeah.
have a whole crew. It's just you and Brad,
Yeah.
probably. Holy shit.
Yeah, man. And yeah, it was nice. I didn't have a lot of fun working in a cruise because I hate boats. I get seasick, and it's the worst. Until I remember that somebody gave me these patches that you can put behind your ears,
Hmm.
and it fixed me. I don't know. I was having fun after that, but the first 3 days I was like, oh man, I want to kill myself. I want to die.
Fuck.
And yeah,
Yeah.
Brad was saying, "Yeah, let's record this band right in the front of the boat, dude. That's when the
Yeah.
things just does like this. I don't want to go there."
Did you
I
end up
remember that
doing
we
it?
did one,
Oh, okay. You
yeah,
did.
because we put the microphone. I put the microphones, and I said, "I'm leaving this area until we press record. You tell me, I press record. I'll be here like for 15 minutes trying to kill myself, and then I'm gonna run
Yeah. Oh,
out of here."
dude,
Oh man, yeah.
that I feel like that's how it would have been if we went on that blimp. And been like, just shut up. Just tell me when you guys are
Ah, yeah, yeah,
ready. I'm gonna hit record.
yeah, yeah.
Don't talk to me. Well, I'm
Man, that would have
glad,
been epic.
dude. It would have. Yes, I agree. And that's and but dude, that wind that day. Oh, dude, we would all died. Like it
Yeah,
was
yeah, yeah.
so
I saw
windy
it
that
when
day.
when I was flying back to home. The blimp was right there, parked on next to the airport,
Oh,
and I
that's
saw it.
cool.
I said, yeah,
Is it
damn it.
bigger than it? I mean, I guess if it fits six, that's like a small car where the people are,
It
and
it
the
looked
blimp
it looked
is.
big. It looked big.
Yeah,
It looked big, like a big fucking balloon.
yeah, yeah. Is it as big as like a plane? I can't. I don't
mm,
know. Yeah,
uh,
yeah. Well,
I don't.
so these songs that you've been coming out with,
Yeah, man.
yes. How like are these new songs or were they songs that you've written a while ago and had an idea and now have the
So
time to
yeah,
make this?
so I started writing a lot during the pandemic. uh I wrote a lot of music. Like that was the first month of March 2020. I was very happy. Like, fuck yeah, I can be at home and just write. And it was like writing and just playing guitar, and I was just like, after that I was like, oh fuck. But I was that was the only thing that I was doing. I wrote like, I don't know, 50 songs that I finished. And then the years were passing. I kept writing, but And then last year, um, I didn't know what to do, and I I I started recording myself. I started to making my own demos, and I was very happy of the sound that I was getting. Like I was, you know, uh, I was very happy. I was like, okay, because I was every time that you go to another studio when you want to try stuff, you have to have money, because it's time.
Yeah.
You're using the studio. Oh yeah, I'm gonna play this song, but now I want to use another microphone. And what if we put it, from here? That takes an hour, and that's money. So every time that I used to go there, I never had a big budget for recordings. Where it's like, all right, just put whatever. I play it, I sign it, boom, that's it. Um, but this time I was just trying, new microphones. If I put it here, if I put it there, blah blah blah. What if I play with this guitar? What if I play with the other one? And I started to, use the studio as an instrument too. And I was very very happy what I was getting, and with my demos. So I had like from the 50 songs, I nailed it to 20 to say, all right, this is one of are my favorites. And then I started sending it to a couple of my friends and say, hey man, just tell me the your favorite 5 songs that you hear from here, and I got a little list of like 10 songs, and I started recording it, and I show a couple of my producers friends the songs, and they were like, yeah man, you go for it. I can help you. I can, just tell you, um because obviously I want to be the engineer, and I want to be in charge of the audio of the songs. I didn't want to have another person doing it. um but yes, I wanted to have like somebody that just tell me, well, maybe this part is not, you don't need to have 10 guitars here. You-
We're using
I'm
tankers,
joking.
right? Oh.
Yeah, I'm joking, but sometimes it's like, maybe maybe what about this line, and what about this effect, and it's like, no, so I was very focusing less is more. um and then I have everything, and I was very I wasn't sure of myself for recording drums for a recording, for a record. And then I went to Argentina, and I work with a great drummer over there, and and the sound engineer over there. Everything was kind of fine. But when I came here and I opened the session, I just heard the recording, and it was like, fuck, it wasn't good. Um, so I doing a session here with a friend of mine. She came with a drummer, and the drummer lives around the corner from my
Oh,
house. And I
sweet.
said, dude, let's hang out. I was not thinking on him for recording my stuff, but just hang out.
Yeah.
Let's just try something. So we got one day. And he came here, just put all my drum kit, all the microphones, blah blah blah, and and I said, hey Corey, do you? His name is Corey Rolls, great drummer. Um, do you have a song? Do you want to record? I said no, and I said, well, I have one. And he recorded one, and I said, oh, okay, this is good. And then I call him next day and say, hey man, this is this sounds good, and do you want to record all the of the song? We trade some stuff, I can make you videos or whatever. We traded, and and he came and he recorded for all the songs that I'm putting out, man. And
So wait, how many songs you have to
I
put
have
out?
I have 6. I have an EP that I'm gonna be
Six is
putting
done,
out.
like completely
Yeah,
finished.
6 yeah, mastered, everything, ready
Hell
to go.
yeah. How long? Okay,
Yeah,
how long does it like something like that take from? I guess starting from COVID 2020, and when were
I
they completed?
the songs were finished almost not right away, but I have like the song, the struct kind of the structure,
Hmm.
like ready to go. Maybe I need to put like maybe I need to add a bridge, or maybe what if I do put this thing over here or whatever. But like those are details when I go, into the all right, I'm gonna finish it. But like the song, most of the time is like the A part and the B part. The melody is kind of there. Um, but this process was more like it was a long process. I think there was a bunch of times that I was happy, and then next day, or I listen in the car and I say, these guitars they don't sound good. So I just record them all over again with a different mic, a different guitar, until I found that until I have to find the sound that I'm listening in my head for the guitars, because it's a rock. I think it's a alternative rock album, but it's like it's acoustic guitar heavy,
Hmm. Yeah, that's what
So
and okay, well, hold on. It's gonna escape my brain. So the rock band that you were playing with in Argentina, it was all electric, nothing acoustic.
yeah, no, it was electric guitar. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then, so is this like the first time, or I don't know, have you always been an acoustic guitar
No, no,
player?
I was always a electric guitar guy. I play electric. That's
That's
my shit.
fucking crazy. Well,
Yeah,
are you? I would you better be playing your electric guitar in some of these songs, right?
yeah, yeah. Every instrument that is in the recording is me,
Holy
but
shit.
the drums. Yeah, I recorded everything, all the
Oh.
guitars, all the bass, the backing vocals, everything is me, but the drums. Um,
So then, okay, if you were to get a band, the band would have to learn all those parts by listening to your tracks that you've did, or do you get crazy and write the
well,
notes down?
no, 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 no.
No.
I would say when I play live, I play like a rock trio. I play electric guitar, bass, and drums. I would like to add in the future maybe a singer that plays a little bit of synths and keys, so for to have like a little bit of extra colors over there.
Hmm.
Uh, but the core of Soria, of the project Soria,
Hmm.
is a rock trio. But in the studio, it's like it's me just. I don't know if I could play drums, I would do it. There is one song that is gonna be on the EP that I play every instrument. I play drums and I play everything.
Oh,
Um, but most of the time, in the all the other songs is Corey playing drums.
okay. Oh,
Yeah, man.
so is this were you singing in your other band, or is this whole thing completely new to, to what you normally do?
No, well, I started singing when because I thought that all my favorite guitar players they sing. So I thought if I sing, I could play better guitar, you know. So I started singing because of that. Yeah, um, but I always was I was always the guy that played guitar. I was a guitar player, and I like that a part in a band.
Mhm.
I love to be the guitar player. Just let me fly. I like it. When it's
Yeah.
my turn, I play the solo. If I don't have to, I just I'm here. I like it. But being the front man, I like it too. I like to tell stories, and I like to sing. I think it's uh, I can express myself. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
So, were
uh,
you singing these songs when you were playing out when or well, I guess you were saying when you first got here, Spanish, or were you
yeah,
okay? And then, so were you just hitting open mics or
yeah. I
just
was getting open
busking?
mics, busking. I play in the subway. I play in Central Park. I played in everywhere, man. Every time, every place that give me a chance, I played and I sang my songs. And when I met Sarah, she's a she loves to travel. She likes traveling. That's her thing. And she found I don't know if everybody knows this relocation deals for the RVs, that they need to move from point A to point B, and they rent you a huge RV for
Oh,
8 people for
mhm.
$1 a day.
Oh
You
wow,
know that?
no, no, no.
Yeah, yeah, man, it's great. So she wanted to do one of those, and she booked one, and it was from Elkhart, Indiana to Ferndale, Washington State. No, um, and I told her, Sarah, what about if I just play in bars and for gas, for gas money, and you can send an email, I don't know, figure it out. I don't know. I just put the idea there, and she knows how to write emails, and she likes to
Mhm.
searching and looking, and she got like, I don't know, 15 gigs, and it was crazy. I remember my first one was in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, a town that I love. And man, I was very nervous because all my songs were in Spanish, so I was a Latino guy singing Spanish songs in the middle of America.
Yeah. so, did you? I would assume some of it you had really good reception,
Yeah,
and
yeah. I
some.
never experienced something bad. There was something super weird, but it was one dude, like um the rest was like, I sold like my t-shirts, my CDs,
No
it
shit.
was. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and I came back. I went to Montana, I don't know, like 7 times already. And played there like in Helena, and then Livingston, Bozeman, and all the Red Lodge, all those little towns over there. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful country. Um, I made a lot of friends. I used to go on tour all the time, before COVID, but after COVID, I think like, something switched also in me. I got more of the recording gigs, and being more as a like a sound guy than a musician. But now I'm starting to,
Balance
do
both.
balance it more. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, man. I that's what I like to do. I like to play.
That's
I like the engineer and everything, but the real thing is like, I like to play. That's my thing.
so. Were you in a
Um,
rock band before you COVID, or were you just?
I was just solo.
Oh,
I had a friends that play with me when I had to do like a full band show, but most of the tours that I did was like solo.
hmm.
We did one. We drove, Sarah and I drove from New York City to Alaska, LA, New York, plane.
Shit. In an RV.
No, that was our
Oh, okay.
Subaru Forester.
Damn. So was that like a 2 week trip, or like how long did that
Two
take?
months and a
Oh
half.
shit. Okay.
Yeah,
Damn.
man.
And so,
Yeah,
how
yeah.
many shows is that?
I think it was like, I think there were like 35 shows, 40 shows. Um, I didn't play in Canada, but I played in Alaska. Yeah, I've been to Alaska 2 times already, playing
Driving,
there.
or
No, no.
both times?
One time I drove. The second time I flew there.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Yeah, because I bet
I don't know
that's
if I could do it. I don't know if I could do it again, but I don't know. I'm up for adventure. I like
yeah.
it. I
No,
like
that
driving.
yeah, it's a tight space. Like driving from Houston to Oakland was pretty rough. I was just like,
Oof.
yeah. What do you mean? Oof, you drove from wherever you are to Alaska. I
No,
feel like that's
no, but when you
super
have to
long
drive, West Tech to Texas to New Mexico, man, that shit is long
and boring. Yeah.
and boring.
Yeah,
I
it's
remember there was
nothing.
one time that I did one tour, was New York, Austin, Texas, Austin, Montana, New York. And I remember driving from Austin to Amarillo, Texas.
Oh
It was
no, no.
insane. It was like, fuck. It looks close,
Yeah.
but no.
No, because everything looks the same for
Yeah,
minutes, and then you're
yeah,
like, how long has it been?
yeah,
10 minutes? Get the fuck out of here! No, yeah.
yeah.
Oh, dude, and going to Amarillo is, oh, man. So did you have a show in Amarillo?
No, 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 no.
Oh,
I had like a weird experience in
is
Amarillo,
that the
man.
one?
No, yeah, well, no, I had a lot of weird experience,
Oh,
but that one was like kind of weird, man. I remember just driving, getting into Amarillo, and a guy with a poncho, like just cross the highway with a horse. And it's like, what? How you have to.
oh, damn! Really?
Yeah, yeah. And then I wanted to have a beer, and I went to the hotel and said I didn't want to go out, and I said, "Oh, I need a beer." I went to the gas station, and there was a girl at the gas station, but like a, like a girl that like girls, more like a manly girl.
Mm-hmm.
And 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 I was like, "Hey, do you know, I wanted to go to a bar in Amarillo, Texas, because the song says Amarillo. I wanted to go to Route 66. I don't know."
Yeah.
And she was like, "Do you like bikini bars?" And I said, "I don't know. It's okay, but I want to go to a bar. I just want to see live music. There's a great bikini bar." And it's like, "I'm with my wife. I don't want to go to a bikini bar with my wife." And she said, "Are you sure?" "Yes, I'm sure." "Is
What?
there a bar with live music?"
Yeah. Beer.
"There's the there's a bikini bar right here." It's like, "All right, thank you." And it was like, "What?"
Did you
And
go?
it was, "No, man, I was so fucking tired. I need to have a beer and just." I was driving for like 10 hours, like I said, "No, man." But then I don't know. Everything is uh, I think I've been in almost every state in the US. Only the only ones that I'd never been to were Nebraska, Iowa, and Kansas. And then I've been to everyone else.
Yeah, Cleveland. I don't know what's there. We've drove through it because we went from Texas to Vermont to move my
Okay.
jitsu teacher. And the only thing I remember about Ohio is there's like a giant mirror pyramid, and it's a Bass Pro Shop. Like,
Oh
wait,
wow.
I'm like, wait, what? Why is that a pyramid? And why is it so shiny?
Yeah. Yeah,
And
there's
like,
some crazy.
yeah, I was just like, okay, all right, Bass Pro Shops. All right. So, so is so were you always playing a particular genre throughout, or are you like a
Wait.
multi-genre?
No,
You can
I
play
think
guitar.
my thing. I started playing blues. I think blues and rock. It's like more where my guitar playing comes from. It's more like I was a big fan of Stevie Ray Vaughan, of course, and Jimi Hendrix, and um, Eddie Van Halen, and Joe Satriani, and Dave Matthews, and so I think uh, m- my music is not blues. Of course, it's not blues at all, but it's there. I play a lot of slide, but I don't use it as a blues guy, but it's the color is there. I think I used to I used to say that my music is blues, but it's not blues. I come from there.
Yeah.
It comes from it.
It's
But
not like, yeah, it's definitely not entire. Like there is hints of it, and then there's hints of other things. I was like, okay, holy shit. Like I think out of the 4 years or 5 years I've known you, I don't think I've ever heard you play any music, and you're sitting here telling me that you're a musician before any of this shit that I know you by.
yeah, because also like when we are working, like doing that, it's like there's I can't bring my guitar, and we're working like long hours, and it's just like, fucking, I don't want to. Maybe sometime there is an open mic or whatever, and I say, "Hey, Juan, do you want to come?" And I said in the morning, I say yes, but at the end of the day, it's like,
Hell no.
I can't, man, I can't. I'm just destroyed. It's too much work, and pressure, and you have to make it sound good. It's just I'm in another frequency, I think.
Right.
But I wanna. It's weird for me because yeah, we know each other, but you don't know that I'm a musician.
Mm.
Like I write song, and that is the I think that is my it's my problem. I should be more open to that, and say, "Hey, or show my stuff more." um that's what I'm trying to do now, man.
Yeah.
I'm not just only a sound guy.
You were right. No, no, which is great, and that's why I was like, "What the shit?" Like, all right, I got to ask you more of these questions. But so then, are you still out there performing on a regular basis, or
Not
when you have
not
time?
when I have time, but I'm focusing. This week I just started booking for May or June to have more gigs and start playing more.
Awesome.
And if I have to say no to a gig that I have to record because I have to play, I have to play. I'm gonna start prioritizing more of that. Um, because that's what I want to do. You know,
S-
and obviously I like recording. I love doing recording the sessions, of course, but it's not the same.
Yeah, no, the few times I help set up something on stage and I look out into the crowd, I'm like, oh shit, I need to get off the stage. This is not for me.
No,
Yeah.
I said a little bit more, and I stayed in front of the microphone a little
Yeah.
bit, and I said, "Oh, all right."
Yeah. See, I'm like, oh, mic check, mic. I'm like, no, I can't do this. I can't do this. Yeah, no, that's it. That's so freaky. And so like, so when you do sessions outside or when you guys are traveling, is it literally the same way as how I've seen the sessions this time? Like 8, 9 bands a day, all
No,
day.
no, 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 no. Most of the time is 3 or 4
Hmm.
per day.
Oh,
Uh,
for like couple
South
days.
South by it's a different beast, and
So on
it's
average,
insane.
yeah, no, it
Yeah, yeah,
definitely is. So on average, it's always like 3 to 4 and all that.
yeah. 3 to 4, and the rhythm, the rhythm of the sessions are better. We have the artists come an hour before we start recording, so everybody just chills, or we talk, or I don't know, we hang
Yeah,
out
yeah,
or
yeah.
not. We don't have to. Um, but yeah, it's different than South by. South by is insane, man.
So when Brad does interviews, have you ever asked questions, or are you just like listening the entire time?
No, sometimes I do ask questions. Most of the time it's like when I know the artist, and I know when they start talking about songwriting or songs or stuff. That's what when I come in,
Hmm.
because Brad doesn't write music. He plays guitar, but he doesn't write music. So when those topics start to get in, I'll ask some questions. But I'm trying. I try not to talk much. I would like to, but sometimes I feel like I don't know. There's no time, or I don't know.
Yeah, no, no, no. I mean, so the things that it's like they're mostly, well, at least the ones from Coral Snake. I noticed that not a lot of them go over 20 minutes.
Oh yeah, no, no,
Yeah,
yeah, no.
and
Yeah, the interview part is very very light. It's most about the music
yeah. So are you guys still doing that too for all the other stuff?
for the other magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're going to Melfest next week. We're doing it for No Depression,
Oh, sweet.
and then we're going to uh, Yosemite in California. We're gonna do it for the bluegrass situation over there, and then we're going to Delfest, I think, and that one we don't know. Maybe we're gonna do it for our channel. We have our channel.
Yeah.
I know we should. You should follow it.
Yes. Follow that. It's fun. So out of all these shootings that you do, where the fuck do they get uploaded? Because I see you guys post pictures, and I'm like, okay, I don't know where to look. Are they all going to different places?
Well, No Depression doesn't have a YouTube channel, so we post it in our YouTube
Okay.
channel, and they get embedded in their website. For the bluegrass situation, they go to their YouTube channel,
Okay.
and for paste is for paste. And what else? Sometimes we do for relics, and that goes to relics YouTube channel.
Okay. Okay. So they all go to their respective YouTube channel.
Yeah, 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 yeah,
I'm
yeah.
like, where the fuck are all these videos going? I want to see them, but I don't know where the fuck they're going. And then I think the
A
only
lot, man.
one,
It's a lot of music. It's a
yeah,
lot of like. Sometimes I look at my hard drive and the folders and the names. It's like, whoa, all right. It's and I forgot about this guy. I forgot about this. This one's really good. You know, it would be cool to revisit a bunch of sessions, maybe like a podcast way.
yeah, yeah, no, no, I think you totally should. I'm super down. If do you have a
Yeah,
platform here, shit, and I
man.
can ask a shitload of questions. And I feel like
Yeah, man.
Brad, I can't wait to get Brad on here because I bet he has just as many stories too. I might have to censor him, but I'm like, But
Yeah, he has a lot of stories. I have a lot of stories of Brad.
yeah, no, yeah, no, I love that. I feel like that's
That
how we
maybe he
bonded the
doesn't
past couple years.
remember.
Yeah, right. Like, oh man, it's like he hasn't changed since film school. He's still a little crazy, huh? Huh. But he's such a
Man.
lovable, crazy guy.
Yeah, man. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. It's I think it's crazy. It's crazy going out with him or being it's a crazy guy. It's a magical guy.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, definitely. I mean, that is a perfect
Yeah.
word for it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because it's
yeah.
not nothing from it's bad.
Yeah, and I think we developed something like he doesn't have a phone. He doesn't own a phone. And sometimes late at night when we're in a festival and path just I go that way and he goes that way, um for some reason we just I turn on the switch. All right, where's Brad? And then in 5 minutes I just saw him right there. Hey, it's just like
I know, and no phone. Oh man, I think that's
yeah.
crazy. But he freaking does it though. I don't know how, and I bet it's freeing because I can't imagine not being without my. Oh, I
he's
hate
he's
it.
very good. He's very good communicating through email,
Mhm.
and so he's very very good at it. And then you don't need a phone if the other person also, it makes the other person don't cancel or anything. So all right, I'm gonna be there at 5. Send, I'm out. You gotta be there at 5.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I don't have a phone. Yeah, I can't. You better be there.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Uh,
I'm gonna be waiting for you there.
Yeah. So has there been? So are you? Do you do any reaching out as far as that end, or he deals with all that?
He does the most of the things. Most of the reaching out, but sometimes I do. But if it's a friend or if I like the artist or something, I send a message or an email or um yeah. For example, with Ariel and Ash, that came to the studio, I did a reach out. That's an hour channel. I know we should session. Um, but yeah, he does most of the communication with everybody. He knows how to communicate.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not good at emails, man.
No, no.
Fucking hate it.
I'm
And
usually
I
just like, yo, what's
I-
up? This is
yeah,
me.
yeah, and I would love to be better at it. I think my career could be in another place if I would be good at emails.
It
um,
is a thing for sure. I've noticed that, and it's like, oh, but
Sarah, my wife, Sarah and Brad are the two people that for me are the incredible email writers. Like art, like beautiful. Sometimes I say, Sarah, I need to say this, and I say like super intricate, and but she's all right. She puts it in words and really nice. Or Brad does the same thing. I said, Brad, I need to say this, blah, blah, blah," and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
great.
No, no. Anytime he CCs me on any one that I know here, he's like, dude, that guy can write emails. Like
Yeah,
it's
man.
not
Yeah,
like
it's an
super
art.
corporate either, but it's
No, no.
professional shit.
Yeah, it's professional and cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's very important.
Very relaxed too. And I'm like, holy shit.
Yeah, man.
You deal with
Uh,
that.
yeah, yeah. I would love to help more, but I'm gonna fuck it up. you know.
Yeah, no, no, I do. I get it, but I just lean into just like not being. I don't know if I feel like if I write too professional in emails and then they meet me, they're gonna be like, "You either use AI or you're a fucking liar."
I feel the same, man. I feel the same. Yeah.
It's like, oh man. All right, well, shit, dude. Do you want to try playing a song?
Oh yeah, man. Of course.
Oh, fuck yeah. Okay.
All right. Talking about, I was trying to think about the story about this song that I'm gonna play now. Um, and I remember that I recorded this for Pace Magazine. I recorded Kate Davis. She's an amazing singer and songwriter, amazing. And and I remember that she played one song that just hit me like, like I don't have a lot of uh obviously I appreciate everything, wow, this is great, this is great. But there are some artists that I like the songwriting, just makes my ear like, "Ugh," like um and she's one of those, and she's very, alternative, like kind of indie, but she comes from jazz. um but she played one song, and I love that song, and I said, she had a movement, harmonic movement, that I just, man, I'm gonna steal that. But I was just trying to write a song like her, but obviously this song is completely different. But that was the seed, that inspiration from her. And this is the first single that I put out. It's called "Damn You Love." Go, I
Oh
go.
yeah, yeah. No, no. Sorry, I was excited.
Yeah, yeah.
I was like,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah. When I hit myself in the head, I say, never again. But the storm keeps bringing the clouds and the rain and the pain in my brain once again. If you let me go at the break of dawn, I'll be gone with our sad story. Damn you, love. There was one day we thought we'd stay forever in bed, but you kept poking the hive, and you knew we could die. If it breaks me, should I try? Should I run? Should I face it with my heart? I'll see you later. Damn you, love. I see your face when the glass shatters into my hands. Let's not pretend we can't keep it going. Damn you, love. I see your face when the glass shatters into my hands. Let's not pretend we can't keep it going. If it breaks me, should I try? Should I run? Should I face it with my heart? I'll see you later. Damn you, love. Damn you, love. Damn you, love. Damn you, love.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Dude, it's so cool to see it live. And I feel like if you played, if I was there live, it would probably sound just like your single. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, yeah, you weren't bullshit when you said when you do the post in music that you want to make it sound like them, or I guess shit in this case you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's why I was like, holy
Well,
shit.
yeah, this is the first time that I have something to show that it's me, You like it or not,
Mhm.
but that it's me most of the time. When I recorded a couple of songs before, I released some stuff, and it's like, ah, I don't see myself there,
Mhm.
on that music. Obviously it's me, yeah, 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 but like sonically it wasn't, it wasn't all me. But this one, that's me, man. That's my sound.
Yeah, hell
and
yeah.
and I'm happy with it,
So have you are you recording any of those like super old songs that's only in Spanish, or are these
well
all oh
well well thank you for bringing it up.
yeah, yeah, no, please. I'm like, what the fuck?
No,
You're
yeah,
telling me all
yeah,
these
that was
stories. I want to hear the shit.
okay. Yeah, I'm thinking of that. Because I feel like those, I love those songs, and I think, and obviously the album that I put it out like 10 years ago, nobody listened to it, so it's like it will be brand new,
Mm.
but actually it is not. But it's gonna be brand new, recorded here, with w- with me producing it and engineering it, and just making it sound how I think it should sound, and um I think it's I have to have more songs in Spanish too. I've been reading English a lot, and the other day I was just like hanging out here. I'm just like, well, I was kind of in the middle of something, bouncing some mix, and I just found one of my old notebooks, and I'm just started reading, like these old lyrics that I wrote back in 2015 and 2016. And and I found one. I was like, "Oh, what is this?" And it just, like, and I can feel it. It's like when somebody tells like songs just fly around you, and you're the one that needs to catch it.
Hmm. Hmm. Yeah, I've heard
Uh,
that.
and so I felt that way. I was doing this. I grab a guitar. Like, all right, maybe this is, and it was a song in Spanish. And I wrote it. I didn't. I kind of finish it, but I need to, produce it. I recorded it. I just, start doing some stuff, and I send it to my friends. Say, hey, because also it's kind of like folklore, folk, Argentinian folk kind of vibe that is not my style.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, dude, I wrote this. What do you think? I'm going like I'm being weird, and one of my friends told me, no, dude, that sounds like you doing this, but it's you. And I'm just like, all right, I like that thing
Huh.
that says it's me. All right, it sounds like me. Great. um and 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 I want to release it as soon as possible. I think, like I was planning to release the other ones, but maybe this one can go, there, because
Yeah.
it's excited. I don't know. I'm
No, no.
obviously
Well, what's
it's
funny is
excited.
I was gonna ask, because you're singing in Spanish. Is it the same guitar playing? But you said that it's what, Argentinian folk.
Yeah, this song
Yeah.
that I just wrote is based on that. You know, that is kind of is weird. I never wrote a song like that.
Well, so were the guitar playing for all the other Spanish songs that you had before?
No,
Did
it's
you
more
play?
like it's more like I can play one for you if you want.
Of course,
Uh,
come on, dude. You don't play music ever.
okay, let's do it. Um, this one is called Eras una vez. That means once upon a time, and I wrote it while I was working at the bank. Literally, I used to have my notebook, because, as I said before, working at the bank in Argentina is like punk rock, and people scream at you and you scream at them, and then it's like fucking being stressed out. And I have my notebook just saying, I hate you, I hate you, uh but this time I just started writing the first lyrics of this one. And I just, it was the story of a guy that left everything behind, but it was me seeing this guy that just, went to his favorite life. And I never, at that time, I never thought that I could be that guy, you know. So when I was singing the song, it's about a talk between two guys, you know. And when I wrote it, I was always this guy that I was gonna be at the bank all the time in this jail, you know, and following my family, you know, whatever. Obviously, I don't say it like that, you know, but it's that idea. And I was kind of wanting to be that the other guy, you know, that was, you know, free and just he went everywhere and see life in colors, whatever. And now when I sing in this song, I'm this guy. I'm
Mm.
and I remember the other guy when I was working at that work at the bank.
So
It's
you
a
could put like a different kind of emotion to it depending on.
exactly,
Yeah,
and
that's kind of cool.
it's so weird, you know, when I sing the song now here. I have a studio. I
Mm.
would never thought about it, you know. Is there a recording studio in Manhattan? For fuck, this room sounds good, you know.
Yeah.
Um, so this one is called Eras una vez. Una vez me encontré al pasar a quien vengo de matar. Se paró, me miró, ¿qué buscas? A quien tuve que matar. Era yo, pero hoy cambié. No soy quien buscó caer. Y ahora estoy en un mundo de color. ¿Dónde te quedaste vos? Atrapado en el mismo lugar, como hace una vida atrás. Atrapado fuera de control, en mi jaula de vidrio, escapando el rencor. Oh. Por favor, explícame cómo es el olor de la serenidad, porque estoy hoy peor que ayer. Hoy soy quien busca caer. Atrapado en el mismo lugar, como hace una vida atrás. Atrapado fuera de control, en mi jaula de vidrio, escapando al rencor. Oh. Una vez me encontré al pasar a quien vengo de salvar, a quien vengo de salvar, a quien vengo de salvar.
Hell yeah. Okay, so is that one recorded?
That one is recorded. Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
It's
just
a
gotta
long.
fine tune it. Is that what I'm hearing?
I gotta record it again. That one is
Uh,
recorded like very loud, you know, like
oh
not like very just rocky. And I think it's just this one
no,
is
it's
better.
very pretty. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah.
that's the thing. Yeah, the producers say, yeah, no, that's not good. So it's like, ah, mm.
Wait, the producers say that it's better
Yeah,
loud
yeah,
or
that's better louder. Like
no?
instead of like
Yeah, no, no, no,
obviously you
no.
have like the band and the bam, ba-dum, 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 like I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, no, no. I mean, the way that I just heard it right now.
Yeah, I think I like it too.
Yeah,
I
no,
like it
no.
too.
So you have to
Um,
record it in that kind of way because you have the louder version with what you have now.
yeah, I
Oh.
have to record it this way. Yeah, yeah. And
Mm.
a nice acoustic guitar sound with a nice, just very smooth drum kit, like different landscape, like
Wait, hold on.
um
Well, hold up. Do you have an "I Know We Should" session on the YouTube?
no.
What? What do you? Why? What? Why not? What the fuck?
I don't know.
What do you mean you don't?
I have to. Yeah, I don't
At
know.
least
It's
just
like,
one. Like I think
yeah, I should.
fucking
Yeah. I know I should.
yeah, right, yeah, I know.
I
See,
know I
ha,
should.
you tricked your own
Yeah.
self. No, no, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
that's dope, dude. I mean, has it ever been brought up?
Yeah, yeah. I we did a session here with Brad and the trio that I play with, but I wanted to put it on my channel, on my YouTube channel, because I didn't have a lot of stuff there.
Hmm.
But I think now it would be cool to do like I know we should session, maybe like featuring some kind of magazine or whatever. Also it's weird, when you work with all these guys and then you're Juan the sound guy, but also hey, I have a song, it's just it's weird.
But I think
I
it
feel
is. I mean, I'm not gonna deny that it is weird because I
yeah,
didn't
yeah.
fucking know until this year.
Yeah.
But
Wow.
it's still a pleasant. I mean, I knew you played music, is what I meant. But I think everyone will be pleasantly surprised, being like, "Yo, what the? You've been getting
Yeah,
wasted
man.
with this dude like for years, and this is his music? Hell yeah!"
Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for me because in my head it's like, yeah, I of course I write music. That's part of what I do all the time here. It's just like, but like in I think outside when I go to work or whatever, I'm Juan the sound guy, and
Right.
maybe uh sometimes there's a guitar there and I can play, with somebody, and it's, oh, Juan, you play? Yeah, man, I fuck yeah, of course I play. Yeah, yeah, let's jam. I don't want to be that guy, just like all the time, "Hey, let's jam," when you're working there, and it's just, I don't know. I don't want if it's like natural, I can just play all night, man. I don't care. Let's bring the beers and let's
Oh
and let's
man.
play.
No, that's so do you jam with people out there often? Or I mean, I know you said you play with a trio, but like do you guys hang
Yeah,
out?
I go to jams here and there. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very in I think that that part of my personality is very introverted, like very I think that is my why I think of myself that I'm a shy person, like, or like introverted or whatever. It's like maybe because the music, but I'm trying not to be that guy anymore. I'm going out. I'm just playing. I'm going to blues jams. I'm playing my. I know how to play. I can. I know that's my language.
Right.
I know how to speak that language. Um. So yeah, every time that if I'm here, I'm trying. There's a blues jam on Mondays in the West Village that is kind of cool, and I try to go every Monday when I'm here.
Okay.
Um,
So so do you have scheduled shows coming up anytime
no,
soon?
not yet, man. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet.
Nothing. Oh, but but the thing that you do go to are the jams, is what you're telling
Yeah,
me.
yeah, the
Oh,
jams.
okay.
Yeah, yeah. I just go there with my guitar. I just sign up on the list, and all right, play this blues in A.
Yeah. So are you playing the acoustic there, or are you?
No, electric. I bring my electric.
Oh, so
Yeah,
okay, that's dope. So you just go in there and just rip it, huh?
yeah, yeah.
Wow, dude, that's
I
dope.
can do that. I can do that.
Really? Yeah, it's such a trip because I guess I'm just still surprised. Just like holy shit, you yeah, you do play the guitar and like It sounds like you shred the first time I've heard you in Austin recently. Your singles, and now I'm like, holy shit, because blues
Yeah,
is
yep.
awesome. Like, there's a blues jam that happens after we shoot on Sundays, and we, just stick around, drink, listen to the
Oh,
blues
nice. Yeah, yeah,
guys. Yeah.
if I see one of those and I go, I used to be uh kind of shy and not go and say, oh, I don't know, but now I just fucking it's great.
Yeah, and you're shredding. Fuck all that. Yeah, yeah, dude.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
does anyone ever come and be like, "Holy shit, dude, I did not expect that from you"?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, they do. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I like it. Also I play with it. Like
Hmm.
just I don't. I go there. I don't say anything, and then oh,
Like, who is this guy? Fucking
so
playing.
the
Yeah.
first time that I went to that to the jam over there, I was alone. I was very nervous. Not nervous, but like shy. I
Yeah.
was like, you know, how is it? What did I do? Just hang up here. Um, and the person that was doing the list, they've been doing that session for years. So they know, they don't care. What's your name? I'm Juan. What? Like they don't get my accent and it's too loud and it's like fuck. And when somebody doesn't get what I say, I get more like red, like
Right.
it's like, fuck. I'm Juan, Juan. Oh, what do you play? I play guitar. And I heard like I don't know. I was very nervous. What kind of guitar? I have a Telecaster. And say, no, lead guitar, rhythm guitar. I can play both. I don't know. Put me whatever. Put me in.
Yeah.
I do the job. Um, yeah, and it went well, man. It was fun.
Sweet. So do
Yeah,
they stream at these venues? Because I think that'd
I
be fucking cool to see.
yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah.
I don't. I think they have a camera there, but maybe they do. I don't know.
Yeah. No, no, you're
Maybe
good.
we
You're
should,
good.
maybe we should tell them and say, hey, we can live stream it.
Right. Right. No,
Yeah.
well, because I've noticed a lot here is a lot of the venues are just installing like stationary cameras and live streaming that, and like see
Oh
more
yeah.
and more pop
Cool.
up. And no, I was like, I'd be cool to see you shred on a fucking electric guitar.
All right.
Yeah, because I mean, I know
I'll
the
put-
blues dudes like melt your fucking face off, dude. I get that.
Yeah, I can play a blues solo, man. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I play slide too.
Slide, is that the thing with the lighter or the metal ring?
This one.
Yeah, 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 yeah. So westerny.
Yeah, man, that sound, the sound of the border of Mexico and the US, the desert,
Hmm.
that's my landscape in my head. It's like every time that I go and I see a big cactus and the desert and the mountains and yeah, man.
So is that the scenery in Argentina, or that's just the scenery that you
No, that's
just
the
wanted
scenery
to?
in the north of Argentina. But it's not as vast as Texas
Hmm.
and Mexico, that area, um but yeah, the area in the north of Argentina, in Salta, in Tucumán, it's like the north provinces. Man, that area of Argentina, the country is fucking beautiful, man. It's beautiful, beautiful. Same like the Saguaro National Park, or all those, those landscapes. I was in Baja California camping 2 years ago, and it was like, dude, man, this is incredible. Just like sleeping next to this huge cactus,
Oh,
and the
is that the
ocean is there.
picture that you took there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Oh, hell yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I do photography too.
Yeah. See, yeah. Follow, but it's all on your music by Juan
Yeah, music by
Instagram.
Soria.
Oh, yeah, music by Soria. Okay. So why'd you pick just your last name, right?
Because I didn't want to be Juan anymore.
Mm.
Even though uh, this music sounds like Juan, I didn't want to be on the name anymore. I didn't want to. And I think it's um in my mind, I'm tired of being like, "Hey, I'm here," you know. Now it's just Soria. Also, Soria is like it's my last name, so it's kind of also it's me, but it's not Juan, you know.
Mm.
Um, and also my last name, because of my dad. He was an orphan guy, you know. He never had a mom and a dad, and he lived in orphanages his whole, you know, life until he was 18, and he always somebody try to adopt him, and I have this story in my head, maybe because he told me when I was a kid, but it just is still there with me. Like the family told him if he wanted to change his last name. I said no, I'm Soria, you know. And that's just it's here, you know, right here. And just like also that name is like like something good for my it's for my dad, you know, like
What is that? Not yeah, yeah. No, I can't think of a freaking word right now. No, that's dope,
yeah, yeah.
dude.
Like
That's
an homenaje. Me sale. I can say it in Spanish, but I don't know in English now. Like a celebration,
yeah. Okay. Okay. Yeah.
kind of. I don't. Yeah,
Homage, in
yeah,
respects to, or something like that.
yeah,
Yeah, I know
yeah.
there's a better word. But I can't fucking find it. So you have so you released two, and then you
Yeah.
have four more, six altogether, or
I have
six
four.
more.
I have four more that are they're ready to go. The last one that I put out is called Jupiter the Clown, and it's a that is one of my um weirdest song, I think, harmonically and the chords and everything. Um, I, I went to I remember it was during pandemic, and I went to see to watch the Joker, you know, the movie, the first one,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
and it was like fuck, man, what? And it was what, you know, everything. And I just wrote this song mostly inspired on that movie, you know. I'm the clown, the Joker, but I didn't want to put the Joker or whatever. So Jupiter is the do you know Gustav Holst, classical composer. He has
Mm-mm.
like a play, no, una obra, like a play, like a about the planets, called the planets, you know.
Mm.
And it's Mars, the bringer of war, you know, Venus, the bringer of whatever, and Jupiter is the bringer of jollity, you know, the bringer of fun, you
Oh,
know. So
really?
that's yeah, yeah, yeah.
Ah.
So that's what it's called. Jupiter is the clown, you know. It's just the guy that just make you laugh. um
So, how often are you releasing these?
I
And did
wanna
you think about the order?
yeah, yeah, I'm gonna release it every 3 weeks.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah,
Is
so
there
just like
video to
keep
all of them?
no, no, man. That's the other part that I that's the only thing that I can't do. The music video storytelling, you know, like I can't think about it. I can't. I tried, and I think I need to hire somebody, because the rest I'm doing it all myself. I'm mixing, I'm
Right.
producing, all the design of the album covers I did it myself. The pictures, well, the Jupiter cover, Sarah took the picture here of me in the garage. The other one, the first one, Damn
The
You
one
Love.
with the light behind you?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you. I was like, where the fuck was that picture taken at? That's dope,
Yeah,
dude.
my garage, man.
Yeah, dope.
ISO down, you know.
Mm. So then, how come you don't like I don't know. I saw the lyric video. Is that the thing that
That was me.
Brad? So what was the one I thought I saw you guys post a picture about you and Brad shooting a music video.
It wasn't my for my thing.
Oh, wasn't? Oh shit. No. Yeah, should we?
Brad and I. Which picture?
I don't know. I thought well, I mean, I saw you two, and I don't know why I assumed it was a music video for one of your songs.
Uh,
Yeah.
I don't know
So there's no video except for the lyric video and the
the
stuff that you've
lyric
been.
video. Yeah, yeah, that I just shot here on the in the garage.
No, no, no. I like your social media posts when you're like fucking down. Like, well, where are you coming? This is a good one. Or the this.
I working with a friend of mine, Gabi. She's helping me with all that shit because I'm horrible, and She I did a video work in an art gallery, and I met her there, and then we stayed in touch. And she wanted pictures, and we started talking, blah blah blah. And she said, "I do social media." I said, "What?" I told her, I need somebody that tells me every day you have to post. I need a mom, I need a mom that tells me, do it, do this, do that, do that. Because in my head it's like, fuck this, fuck that.
Yeah,
But
no, I hate fucking social media, dude. Oh,
yeah, yeah, but yeah, it's cool. I don't know. If I don't know, I don't know.
yeah,
Now this week I'm okay. Sometimes I say, fucking hell, I hate this.
yeah,
Um, but it's part of it, man. I don't have any record label or anything, so it has to be me.
yeah.
You know,
No, I
it has to be me.
Are
It's
you also doing the I know we should stuff too?
I do the I post on Instagram,
Yeah,
but
yeah. Okay, so you do
but
the
Brad does the reels, and I post on Paste. I post on I know we should. And yeah, try to have more of a social media presence with I know we should. That it's good, we have some followers, we have a lot of views. um but yeah, that's the most important thing for I know we should is our YouTube channel, and that it's growing, it's cool.
Oh yeah, no, no. I mean, like anyone. I feel like anyone you put in your studio is. I don't even know who it is. You could have just found some dude on the street. Hold this guitar. I'm like, holy shit, who is this? It looks,
Who is that
dude.
guy?
It looks great in there, dude. Every time I'm like,
Yeah,
oh
man,
man, I can't wait
I did
to
it
see
myself.
that.
This thing I built it, you
Oh,
know
dude, I saw the before and after pictures. You
yeah,
posted
man.
that recently, right? I was
Yeah,
like,
man.
holy shit.
Yeah, it was a lot, man. It was a lot.
So
For
then, are you? Uh huh.
when I finished it, I couldn't get into this room for 2 weeks because it was too much. It was
Oh.
too much energy. Like just mm, until they just got in again and just start hanging the frames. And but it was intense, man. I
How,
thought it was gonna take me 2 weeks, and it took me like 6 months.
oh, holy shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So is like are all I saw that you did you put up walls or
No, I took the drywall off.
that's
I don't have neighbors on this room. I don't share a wall with anybody, so it's just like it's great. So I put like I soundproof all the walls. But then the most tricky part was like I wanted it to look like an old barn, like so I rented a U-Haul, and I bought like 50 pallets, and then I have them here in my garage, and I just pull them apart, and then just sand them and painted every little piece of wood. And then I I, I at the beginning I put in, I just put in like this, and I said, this looks like shit. I just took them all out and just made all the puzzle. It's like I have to sand and measure. All right, this one goes here, this one go there. I like how this one looks here. I don't like this one here. It was insane. Never
yeah.
again.
Well, I bet you would know better for like if you
Yeah, for next
make it
time.
bigger or yeah, or make your own
Yeah.
uh, separate studio. Would you ever want to do one of those? Like have a studio outside of your
Well,
house?
my idea, and this could be a divorce cause. It's like, I have a wall here, and my garage is for 2 car garages, and we have only 1 car. So just expand,
I mean,
Yeah.
are you ever gonna get a
I need to
second car?
convince Sarah. Eh?
Are you ever gonna get a second car?
I don't think so.
Oh well, then what the fuck?
Yeah, 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 yeah,
So
yeah. I
what?
think.
So would you what would you put there? Like for more room for more people
I
in the
will.
studio, or
I would do like a a control room.
like for all your stuff, and then have
Yeah,
oh,
yeah, and
okay,
I have
okay,
I have a separation. Maybe I like to be in the room when I'm while I'm recording, but I think, or maybe I don't know. I
yeah.
would like to have a control room to have a separation, but because also it looks more professional.
Mhm.
But I don't know.
Yeah,
Maybe
no,
it
no,
would be better just to, open it more. And I have this I have a bathroom here. Maybe this could be like, if I wouldn't have this one here, this room would be huge. Uh, but maybe I can just make it as a vocal booth, or not have it anymore. I don't know. I don't
yeah.
have the money yet, so
No, you're good. You're good. I've been thinking about like how to upgrade my cameras, and like it's frustrating, but I
oh man,
love the
do,
problem
did you?
solving.
Yeah. Me too, man. I was trying to, get new gear, and obviously I do video too, so it's like, a new camera, a new lens, and it's just, come on,
Yeah,
everything is like $1,000
at least,
at
least.
least,
Yeah.
at least. Yeah,
Yeah.
at least.
Are you guys still using the 5D Mark threes, or are you
Brad,
guys
yeah,
just yeah? No
yeah,
shit.
yeah, but not, no, actually not as much anymore.
Yeah, because I feel like you
uh,
guys are always rocking the R5 than the R6 now.
yeah. I have my, I got an R5 in December, and Brad has an R5C and the R6, I
Yeah,
think it is. Yeah, those are great. Shooting 4K C log, it's
yeah,
great.
yeah. Oh,
We never
dude.
did that before. Now it's another, another another world. It's nice. Now the color grading is getting, all right,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, it is
cinematic.
another step in post, so it's but
Ah,
still,
yeah, yeah,
but yeah. So recently, I've been like, all right, should I get two more GH5s or get two more Black Magic? A workflow
yeah.
afterwards would be, but
Mm.
the payoff would be fucking
Yeah.
yeah.
I know, man. It's, yeah, all that area, yeah, and also like lights, and I have, not fancy, but I have things that work here, and it's like every time it's money, money, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It's like, come on.
And on in the videos, yeah, your studio looks freaking huge. But I can't
You
imagine
know,
it. Is it
it's
tight?
really it's tight.
Really? Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, it looks packed, but it doesn't feel claustrophobic, at least in the videos.
Yeah. No, it doesn't. When we have more people, I take all my amps and everything out, but if it's two or three,
It's good.
everything stays there. Yeah,
What's the
yeah.
most you've had in there?
Five people. Five? Yeah, five, but like with keys, that is
Uh,
a pain in the ass.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, no, dude. So
Yeah,
where
when the artist said, "Yeah, we have a keyword," I said, "Oh fuck."
is that the okay? Well, that's good to know.
It's because of the space. I love,
Oh,
I love keyboard players, but it's a space that, oh man, I have to take everything out. It's more work. It's
well, I
fine.
guess. Well, like, cause they're not plugging into like an amp and then you're miking the amp. You're getting like some sort of direct.
Yeah, I'm currently the iPad of the keys. Always, I have a wedge here, so they have a little bit of, they can hear the keys.
Take that fucker in the garage, right?
Yeah. But
They
also the
can-
garage is very loud. You can hear a lot of, the cars and
oh,
everything.
really? Oh,
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, damn,
Yeah.
that's funny. No, no, no. Well, shit, dude. This was fucking great.
Yeah,
Uh,
man.
I'm glad. I'm glad. We should definitely do this for I know we should also and just fucking shoot the
Hey, I'm
shit.
in.
Yeah.
Let's get the California guy, your friend,
It's your buddy
Bradley.
now. Bradley Wagner.
Bradley.
Oh shit. So give us where people can find you and
Right.
promotion
Yeah.
time.
So Instagram, music by Soria, Soria. And also you can find me on Spotify, Soria, like Soria. I'm Apple Music, Prime, everything, all the platforms. I'm there. I'm on TikTok, music by Soria too. I don't post a lot, but I'm trying to. And also you can find my the Instagram of my studio, Wild Coyote Recordings. Also, I know we shoot me a message.
Yes. And
Yes.
yeah, and come by, hang out with them, all East Coast friends, and
Yeah, man.
Fuck, I don't know how to close this out, but fucking goodbye. I'm just gonna stop the recording. I'm gonna still chat with you, but